Hello there. My name is Kerry Perkins, and I am the first year tutor for both the fish and the marine course here at University Centre Sparsholt. Thank you for looking through this presentation. And unfortunately, we obviously can't have you on site, but hopefully, this will give you a bit of a background on what you could possibly have in store for you if you decide to join us at Sparsholt. So let us have a look at our facilities a little bit. Just what does the actual site look like? Where are we? We're obviously in Hampshire, uh, quite close to Winchester. Actually, a lot of our students live on in Winchester halls, so they come onto site via just a local bus. Um, this provides a really good opportunity for the students to still have that sort of student life, being in the centre of town, but also then the benefit of having a wonderful looking campus that they can obviously relax on and also have top-notch facilities for them to use. So just having a little bit of a look here, you can see that we've got one thing that's really, really important, key to delivering both the courses here at University Centre Sparsholt, and this is the Aquatic Centre here. And over the 2 or 3 years, depending on which course you decide to choose, you'll spend a lot of time in there, either doing your dissertation, your third year, or even doing your industrial experience, getting hands-on experience with like technicians and ourselves as lecturers. So, absolutely great opportunity. It's one of the only places in the UK where you can actually have so much in the way of facilities at a degree level. Is also we have some great lecture theatres and also a HE study centre up here, which is just purely for our HE students. Not on this map or not on this picture, there's also a fishing lake. So if you're a keen fisherman, you can fish on the lake. And we also have a salmonoid trial centre down there as well for doing trial work, which means that we still work with industry for considerable amounts, and the students also get to be involved with that as well. So lots of great opportunities to sort of pick what you're really interested in and really run with it on the campus here. So, what do we offer? Well, we offer sort of three courses. The first course I'll talk about is the FDSC, Sports Fisheries and Aquaculture. That's 2 years and that's full time. So, if you're not quite sure if you want to spend the whole 3 years at university, I know sometimes that can be quite a big commitment. 2 years works very well for most people. Also, if you're raring to get out into the industry, the 2 year course is great because actually you can always come back and do a third year top up. If you definitely want the 3 years sort of experience, or you feel that you definitely want to do a dissertation, or you're wanting to go into further academia like an MSc or even a PhD afterwards, then obviously the 3 year course down here is a great option for you, and you can come on and you do a dissertation, so you get to do actual hands-on research, which is absolutely brilliant. If you did a 2 year course, the FDSC, and then you wanted to top up, that's also an option in this case as well. We also offer an FDSC in marine ecology and conservation. That is 2 years as well. So again, for those of you who maybe not so sure if university is for you, or you think, oh, actually 3 years is a long time, the 2 year course is absolutely brilliant. And again, you have the option of a top up as well. We have great facilities here. So we have laboratories, as I mentioned earlier. We have the aquatic center and the lake, and also the trial center. So very well placed, not only within the campus but also within the industry. One of the key aspects of the course is the fact that our students get to go and do a 1 month placement every year. It doesn't matter if you're first year, second year, or third year. You get to go and actually spend time in industry, learning the ropes, and actually the majority of our students, when they're getting to their third year, they come back off placement and they've already secured a job for after they leave university. And in the current market, that's a really key thing for us to keep on making sure that our students are getting the best experience, and then therefore are actually able to be put into jobs straight after they leave university, which is their number one goal in most cases. So, who actually teaches the course and what sort of industry links do we have? Well, there's four main lecturers on this course. We do have a few technical advisors and various other things, and we do get a lot of guest lectures from industry actually coming in as well. So we have obviously Dr. David Koss, who is particularly interested in salmon, has been in the industry and really does know his stuff. He actually planned to develop the salmonoid rearing and trial center down by the lake, and so it's a key aspect for teaching the salmonoid aspects of the course. We have George Hyde, who is the course tutor for the fisheries course, and he is a wealth of knowledge. He's been all sorts of places like Canada and Chile and up in Scotland as well, doing some salmon work. But he is really interested in fish nutrition and also fish health as well, and teaches a large portion of those aspects on the course. You have myself, which is Dr. Kerry Perkins, and I've come from a slightly different background. I've come from sort of a marine and then a commercial industry background, doing a few things like some research on mussel farms and a lot of life support in relation to aquariums and various things like that. And also, particularly interested and focused on cephalopod welfare and biology. And then we have Dr. Kate Johnson, who is an excellent addition. She is the marine course tutor as well. So she runs the marine course, and she is very knowledgeable, particularly in fish nutrition and marine habitats. She has spent a lot of time in her research doing those. Who do we actually work with? I think it's really key. There's no point in being a standalone university. We actually work with a lot of industry links as well, and you can see a list of them down here on the right hand side. So these are just a small number of people who we work with. Particular ones that are quite key are things like the IFM and OWATA, Environment Agency. We also work with some of the wildlife trusts, the Marine Conservation Society, and also the Sussex IFCA, um, quite doing surveys and things. So we actually help these organisations do a lot of their research as well, which is a really key aspect, and I think something that we're really proud of. We are able to do this because we have smaller class sizes. So a little bit less like than our, the traditional university. You'd be sitting in a class full of 100 to 200 people. Our class sizes, are considerably smaller. So you're looking sort of more like 10 to 20 people in your class. This suits a lot of students who want that more one-on-one approach, and we really pride ourselves in knowing each individual student and what their learning needs are. So if that's sort of something that appeals to you, and also the practical aspect, this is sort of the place for you to come. It's a great degree course in that sense. You're not going to be sitting in a lecture with 100 people you don't know. You're going to know everybody on your course, and you're going to know your lecturers very well. They're going to know you very well. So it's that sort of personal touch, and obviously with that we can then obviously give recommendations for employment afterwards. So I've covered some of this obviously in my little preamble, but just to give you a bit more sort of focus on each of these, we obviously, as I said, there's the Salmonoid Rearing and Trial Centre. So this is a purpose-built fish farming place, and we do a lot of aquaculture research, particularly with industry on feed trials, trialing different diets to see actually if they work. And we've been doing some pretty exciting stuff over the years. We also have this lake, which our lovely students are currently standing in, as you can see down here as well. And that allows us to do practicals, lets us to do practicing skills like netting, and also fishing in general, looking at different baits as well. And also just the management of it as well really does help. For those of you that may be considering the marine course, there's obviously things like learning how to do sort of water testing is really quite key. Learning how to even keep fish. For a lot of students, this will be the first time maybe they've actually had been exposed to marine fish, or even fish in general. So it's absolutely brilliant. We can do research projects. We use it as a teaching facility. So rather than just being sitting in a classroom or a lecture theatre all day, you will get to go down there and actually experience looking at the animals that we're talking about. And I think that's a really, really great opportunity for people. It's quite often, something to be able to put into your mind. So it's absolutely brilliant. So let's go into the individual courses slightly. So, because obviously depending on who's listening to this, it will depend on which course you're probably considering. So the Sports Fisheries and Aquaculture is a 2-year course. So that's the one that I was talking about earlier. So if you're not so sure if you wanted to do 3 years, this is a great option for you coming in. Also, if you maybe don't quite get the grades that you're expecting, also this is another option as well. It does run alongside the BSc course, so they do share a large proportion of the same modules. So it's not like you're missing out. You're pretty much getting the same experience. It's the fact that obviously for some people they just don't want to do 3 years, or sometimes it is the fact that maybe you haven't quite got the grades. So let's have a look at the grades first. So we've got, for an A level, you need to have 2 A levels, and you need to have 1 at grade C or above in science. If you're doing any of the national certificates, then you're looking at, if you're doing the extended diploma, which is usually what we get a lot of students from, we need a merit, and a pass. Okay, so a City and Guilds Advanced, merit, and pass for the 1080s. 720s and the shorter national diploma, we're just looking for merit, okay? If there's something that, if you don't get those, we still have that option of access to HE, okay? So if you have come from access to HE, this is the conditions that we want. Or if you don't quite get these, then we can obviously then have that discussion as well, okay? What do you actually do when you come on the course? Well, we have a huge range here. You can see at the first level, so level 4, which is your first year of coming into university, it's really key to get you to learn how to almost be a student, but also fill you with lots of industry knowledge and knowledge that'll help you as a building block onto the next year. So we do things like water quality, introductory science, fishery science, industry experience. This is when you actually go out into industry, introductory to fisheries management, salmonid aquaculture, and academic skills. So you can see they're not all necessarily fish related, but they're built in a way so that you as a student have the right tools to then go and actually learn some of this more technical stuff when you come into your second year. So we do things like tropical aquaculture, and within that, that's a really neat module. We actually spawn carp and also catfish as part of the course. So it's not like I'm just telling you about it. We're actually doing it together. You've got fish health and nutrition. You've got marine fish farming, which is a really neat course as well, where we can actually do a lot of looking at design, systems designs, and also the industry as a whole. So if that sort of interests you, that's a great module as well. You've got fishery appraisal, financial studies. Now that sounds like a bit of a weird thing to be putting into our sports fisheries and aquaculture, but we know that most people that are going to be leaving with their degree, they're going to want to possibly go into the business themselves, or they might even want to understand the business that they're being helped to run. So having this financial studies actually really does help you know allow you to actually leave and set up your own business. In fact, we've had multiple students who've done the FDSC who've gone on to have their own very successful businesses, um, you know, selling within the market, within the industry. So we know this works very well, and it's a great opportunity for you to build that sort of business sense as well as understanding fish. We've also got the applied industrial research. So this is where you get to do a little bit of, investigation, which is absolutely brilliant. And the industrial development. So it's similar to the industrial experience, but it's that next step up. It's still placements, but we're looking at sort of that next sort of skill level, isn't it? So let's have a look at the course. So the marine ecology and conservation is quite different. Obviously, it does have some shared modules, but this is more for students who maybe are considering sort of marine biology or ecology as their sort of profession. Um, we have these ones down here. It's very similar entry requirements. So you have your A-level passes with one grade at C and above, and the same sort of thing of the MMP or the MM, so the merit or merit pass, to be able to get onto this course. So let's have a little look at what the modules do. So we've got Introduction to Marine Ecology. We've got academic skills on there, so that's again something to really get you to learning how to be a university student. Marine conservation biology, introduction to marine fisheries management, biodiversity and evolution, and introductory science, and then industrial experience. So again, you can see these are sort of starter modules to get you sort of up to speed, so that when we do your second year, we can really go in depth, particularly in the aquatic ecology and conservation. So that's where we're looking at overall trends, how humans are impacting maybe the marine environment, what we can do about it, and what ecosystems are around. Population and ecology, again, marine fish farming, marine organisms and ecosystems. This is a brilliant one where you actually look at adaptations of the marine organisms within the coastal and within the deep sea. So it's an absolutely brilliant module there as well. And then you've got the applied industrial research, including data analysis. So similar to the previous course I just talked about. Again, you get a bit of a chance to do a little bit of a research project, which is absolutely brilliant. And then the industrial development. Now, those are both the FDSC courses, and so they're only 2 years. Now, what's your actually option after you finish those 2 years? Well, you've got quite a few options. We find that most of the students that are doing the fisheries, the sports fisheries, FDSC, go on to do a third year with us. They like the idea. They've become comfortable. They realise that actually getting that dissertation, getting that little extra year, really does help put their foot forward in the jobs market. When you sort of look at the amount of students that actually continue on, it is a very, very high proportion. So that's a really good option. They already know the students will be, because they will be in the same year with them in the second year. So to continue on to the third year is usually a pretty picked up option for most students. For the marine ecology and conservation FDSC, it's a slightly bit different. We are originally accredited by the University of Portsmouth, so they can head on there and actually do a third year top up. So it's another great option as well. So, and then you'd have your full BSc. So it's a really good way of getting that student experience, and then maybe if you want to do more, then you can. The other option is also the fact that you could take a break. You could go off and do a bit of industry work, and then always come back and do a third year top up. So there's lots of options for you with the 2 years. If you're more inclined to 3 years and the aquaculture and fishery management, then let's have a look. We still have slightly higher requirements for the third year, and that's for the overall, sorry, degree. So you're looking at a distinction and 2 merit. So that's slightly higher grades, or 3 A-level passes, including 2 at grade C or above. So it's that little step up to go onto the BSc. And this is why we find actually a lot of people maybe do the FCSE, because they didn't quite get the distinction, and so they then use the FDSE to go onto the top up. So as you can see here, very similar modules, except for the slight change out in the level 5, where we look at statistics and research methods. This is really to help you to go into your dissertation. So here we have the level 6, and you can see this is so you can see why it's sort of like the last year is really useful for going actually on into industry. And we have the applied fishery science, we have developments in fishery and production and processing, enterprise and management, environmental management, your dissertation where you get to do a research project, first statistics, and professional industrial development. So these all help you to be like the best that you can be when you leave here with your degree, to actually go straight into industry and actually be able to work straight away, rather than having to go off and do more work experience and not get paid for it. You can actually get a job straight out of university, which is, I think, the number one goal for most of our students here. So absolutely brilliant module, lots of practical work in here. And if you want to do the 3 years, this is great. If you were doing the top up, this level 6 would be what you would end up doing. Okay, so I'd like to thank you all for joining me on discovery of our 2 main courses here at University Centre Sparsholt, and I hope that in coming months I will be able to see you on campus and show you around. But if you do have any inquiries, please do feel free to email degreeinquiries@sparsholt.ac.uk, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.